Hello and welcome to THR India. I am Vishal and today we're going to be talking about Mari Selvaraj's Bison. It's a fantastic sports drama in which the drama is always meant to be more important than the sports. It may be about Kabaddi, but the film plays 100 mind games with you. That's my short review of Bison. Now let's talk about the film in detail. இது பத்தாது உன் கையை உடைச்சாலும் சரி காலை உடைச்சாலும் சரி நீ ஓடிக்கிட்டே இரு மேல மேல போகணும் அந்த டாப்புக்கு போகணும் உச்சத்துக்கு போகணும். Now there are several aspects of Bison that will urge me to keep rewatching the movie often, but what continued to blow my mind throughout its runtime was the editing. Sakthi Thiru is the film's editor and it is next to impossible to explain what he has managed to do with this source material. More than a smooth, linear edit, he builds up scenes like he's stacking Jenga blocks. Just when you feel too overwhelmed to fully absorb the layers playing out in one scene, he chooses to insert that with a tiny reaction shot or a cutaway that will immediately take you through the entire magnitude of Kitan's journey. Take as an example a scene right at the start when Kitan joins his school Kabaddi team. We know Kabaddi runs in his blood, but we also know the many reasons why he's unable to be a part of his own village team. But just as a teacher encourages him to join the school team, we get crosscuts of his training montage intercut with minute shots of a pair of scissors chopping off multicolored bands tied to students' wrists. By now, we know that these bands are markers of caste among students. With these inserts, Mari underlines the core point of this film and of how sports is perhaps the only available route to emancipation for boys like Kitan. More than bands, these are shackles that are being broken, showing you the power of Kabaddi and what it can do. When the movie opens with Kitan trying to wait his turn to play for India in Asian Games, the opponent is Pakistan nonetheless, increasing the stakes to an unimaginable degree. From the sidelines of this tournament, we go back to different experiences along Kitan's life that made him who he is today, an international Kabaddi player. But as is always the case with Mari Selvaraj's films, triumph is always served with a heavy side of tragedy. Not for one moment do we feel like his life is ever going to get better. Just when you feel like he's crossed one major obstacle, we begin to feel instinctively about the next challenging awaiting Kitan. This, to a large extent, makes this a sports drama in which the drama is always meant to be more important than the sports. Kitan hails from an oppressed community from Tuticorin and there's not a single route that opens up for him by luck. In another beautifully edited sequence, Kitan is punished and forced to run rounds around the school ground. But as he keeps running, unable to stop, the camera cuts to flashes of Kitan as a young boy running behind a car as his mother is being taken to a hospital. Without any clues, we are able to understand all that's already happened in his life, giving us the feeling that we are reading a novel from somewhere in the middle. But the writing complements the editing so well that running isn't just a visual echo throughout Bison. We hear Kitan talking about feeling exhausted from all the running he's always had to do right from when he's a boy. If it's running away from the shackles of caste where it all begins, his life remains an attempt to run away from all his ground realities, one grueling tournament after another. Yet the metaphor I connected most strongly to is of how his life itself is a game of Kabaddi. At first, we feel like the film will force us to take an obvious side between the two characters played by Amir and Lal, both leaders and rivals of opposite gangs. But it's not as simple as pledging your loyalty to Amir's character Pandya Rajan alone. Even Lal's Kandasamy, despite being from the oppressor community, gives Kitan reasons to question his standing. This creates the effect that Kitan is always stuck in between these two sides, always being forced to choose between the two. As Pandya Rajan himself puts it, after a battle, you either get people who want to hug you and join you for your fight, or you end up antagonizing people who are always looking for ways to kill you. This could either be the two sides of having to choose between his father or his school teacher, or later when he has to choose between two political rivals. Throughout the film, you sense this powerlessness in Kitan as though he's being puppeted around by people much bigger than he is in a world that has no place for him. Dhruv doesn't get more than 10 to 15 dialogues throughout the film, and yet he expresses his devastation with such minimal expressions that you begin to feel his powerlessness in your gut. This is also Mari's most stunningly shot film, helped in great deal by Ezhil Arasu. He is incapable of composing a single ordinary frame, but there are literally hundreds of images that you will never be able to shake off from Bison. And just as much as you respect Dhruv's performance, you also admire the writing that has gone in to create characters like Pandya Rajan and Kandasamy, making them some of the most complex in recent times. It's among the best films to have released this year and among the absolute best sports dramas to have come out of Tamil cinema. It overwhelms you in places as much as it leaves you breathless each time Kitan goes across the line shouting Kabaddi, Kabaddi, Kabaddi. And that's my THR bottom line. That's all for my review of Mari Selvaraj's Bison. If you liked this review, please hit like and subscribe to THR India.